Good day, everybody. I hope that you're well, and I also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today, we'll be doing our grade 6 English lesson on prefixes. And before we start, we're going to log on to aplusstudents.ca. Once we've logged on to aplusstudents.ca with our username as well as our password, and then we're going to select the subject of English language arts. We're doing grade 6. And then we're going to scroll down up until we get to the chapter of prefixes. All right, so our chapter is prefixes. Our subject is English language arts. We're doing grade 6. And the lessons that we are going to be focusing on under the chapter of prefixes is words with pre and words with re. All right, so when it comes to prefixes, right? Prefixes can be added to the beginning of a base word, and that is to create a new word. And when it comes to prefixes, right, then remember a prefix, it is when we have a base word, then a base word is a word that can stand on its own. You can basically create sentences and everything with that word. It's an independent word, right? But now a prefix is we can, I don't know if I should say a word or letters that you add at the beginning of that base word in order to create a new word. And knowing the meaning of a prefix will be able to help you to determine the meaning of a new word. And today's focus, we're focusing on pre and we're focusing on words with re. And the prefix pre, right? It means before. And then we have the prefix re that means again. So basically, knowing the help you to determine the meaning of the new word that you will be creating once you add that word pre to your base word. All right, so now we're going to look at a few words and basically the meanings once we add the word pre or the word re to our base word. So we're going to look at a few words with pre and we're going to look at a few words with re. All right, and if we look at the few words with pre, right? And firstly, before we even continue, the meaning of the word pre means before. For example, here we have a word like preview. Preview. If you were to see the preview of something, right? We would then, it would be like, it would basically say that you are viewing something before, right? It's like you're able to view something before it is either being aired or before it's being played. A pre-test, to prevent, pre-plan. Let's say, for example, you guys are going on a trip away, on vacation. Then, of course, these are all things that you need to pre-plan. It's like you're planning before you guys go on the actual trip. A pre-test, it is something that you do before the actual test. And prevent, It is basically something that you can do before, we can even say before something bad happens. Things that you could have prevented from happening. Before something happens, you can either stop it or something. That is prevent, right? And this is but a few examples of the words of the, let's say, prefixes with the word pre. And remember, pre means before. And if we look at a few more words, right, with, let's say, the word prefixes, or let's say the prefixes of pre, then we can even say pre-mix. It's like when you mix something before. Even the word prefix, remember, it's a word that you add at the beginning or before the new word. Preschool, even pre-made or pre-make. So those are words that are prefixes, or let's say the prefix with the word pre, which means before. So which means that if you look at these words pre, that word on its own means before, right? And now if we look at the word re, the word re means again. And if we look at a few words with re, or with the prefix re, which means again, and then a few examples, right, of the prefix re. Remember, we said that once we add the prefix to our base word, it's like we are creating a new word, right? And knowing the meaning of the prefix, like for example, pre meaning before, re meaning again, that can help you to determine the meaning of a new word. And if we look at a few words with re, right, then we can maybe say redo, it's like to do it again. To rewrite something, it's to write something again. Let's say you have to rewrite a test, then it means that you're writing that test again. To retake something, right? It's like you're taking something again. To retry, it's like you're trying again. To reheat your food of last night, it's like you're heating the food again. To refill a bucket of water, or bucket or bottle, refill. Another word is to replace something. If you were to replace something that was maybe broken, it's like you are getting that thing again, right? It's like if the toilet paper is it's finished in the bathroom, so now I replace it with a new toilet roll. To repeat something, it's to do it again. And another word is to remix. We said we have pre-mix, right? It's like we mix something before, but also to remix. It's like you are mixing it again, right? And that is but a few examples of prefixes with pre, words with pre, and words with re. All right, so now we're going to a plus students.ca, and we're going to continue with our lesson on on prefixes. And remember, we said prefixes can be added to the beginning of a base word. A base word is a word that can stand on its own. You can basically create sentences with its own. Let's say it's basically like an independent word, right? But now you have a prefix, and that prefix is a word or letters that you add at the beginning of that base word, and then we create a new word. So now when it comes to the prefixes, right, the prefixes has its own meanings. So knowing the meaning of that prefix can help you to determine the meaning of the new word that is being created. And we are focusing on words with pre and words with re, right? And we said words with pre, the meaning of pre means before, and the words with re, the prefix re, it means again. All right, so now we're going on to a plus students.ca. We're just going to do a little activity and then we're going on to our test. So we're going to do words with pre. So words with pre. All right, so who is more likely to take part in a pre college program? Who is more likely to take part in a pre college program? Adults or high school students in a pre college program? So, who is more likely to take part in a pre college program? Is it adults, people that are working, or high school students? And if we were to identify people that would benefit or take part in a pre college program, then we would say high school students. Because remember, a pre college program, it's for a pre college program, it's for high school students, or let's say students that are leaving school, right? They're about to exit school. So now they need to, for example, come up with options as to am I going to college and what are the programs that you can take and so on. All right. If we look at another example, another preprint. When might you read a preprint of a book? When might you read a preprint of a book? Preprint. All right. And a preprint of a book. You might read a preprint before the book is published. It's not published yet, so now you get a preprint. It hasn't been printed yet. When is a pre-built When is a pre-built shed put together? A pre-built shed put together. Is it after you take it home or before you take it home? And if we were to choose something, or when a pre-built shed is put together, then we can say before you take it home. Before you take it home. All right, so now we're going to our test where we are going to focus on words with pre. And remember, words with pre, the meaning of pre means before, right? Who is more likely to take part in the pre-college program? So who is more likely to take part in a pre-college program? Is it option one, adults, or option two, high school students? So option one, adults is more likely to take part in a pre-college program, or high school students. And if we were to choose the correct option, and then we can say option two, high school students are more likely to take part in a pre college program. Yes, well done. Option two is correct. Well done. When would you preheat an oven? When would you preheat an oven? Is it option one, right when you're ready to use it, or option two, a few minutes before you're ready to use it? So, option one or option two, when would you preheat an oven? Is it right when you're ready to use it, option one, or option two, a few minutes before you're ready to use it? And if we were to choose the correct option, then we would say that you would preheat an oven a few minutes before you're ready to use it. All right, when might you preset a timer? When might you preset a timer? Preset. Is it option one, before you use it, or option two, while you are using it? When might you preset a timer? Preset. Before you use it or while you're using it? Preset. All right, and we will preset a timer before you use it, right? So before you use it, you need to set that timer. Well done. When might you see a preview of a new television show? When might you see a preview for a new television show? Is it option one, after the show has been released, or option two, before the show has been released? Preview. When might you see a preview for a new television show? Option one, after the show has been released, or option two, before. And if we were to choose the correct option, Then we can say it is before option two, the show has been released. That is why we say preview before the show is released. Well done. The next one says, when does a basketball team complete its pre-game warm-up? Pre-game warm-up. Is it option one, right before halftime, before the game begins? Basketball team complete warm-up. Warm-up. Is it halftime begins or before the game begins? And when does the basketball team complete its pre-game? Before the game, right? So well done. Option two is correct. When might you prejudge a situation? You prejudge a situation. When might you prejudge a situation? Before you know all the facts, or once you know all the facts? Before you know all the facts, or once you know all the facts? And we might prejudge a situation before option one, you know all the facts. Then you prejudge because you don't know the facts, but yet you are prejudging a situation. All right, so now we're going on to our prefix re. And remember, we said our prefix re means again. So our prefix re means again. All right, so now we're going to words with re. And remember, we said re means again. So re means again, right? It's like re steps. It's like walking there again in order to see the path or his path, right? All right. So now we need to say, why might you reconsider a decision? Why might you consider a situation again? Why might you reconsider a decision? Is it option one, because you haven't made a choice yet? Or option two, because you doubt your original choice? So why might you reconsider a decision? Because you haven't made a choice yet, option one, or because you doubt your original choice. Now you reconsider. And you might reconsider a decision because you doubt the original one. So if you doubt the original one, you reconsider. Why might you redraw a graph? Redraw a graph. Is it because it is easy to read, or because the lines are crooked? Now you redraw a graph. So redraw, it's to draw something again. Is it option one because it's easy to read, or option two because the lines are crooked? And you might redraw, it's like to draw it again, a graph because the lines are crooked. So now you're redrawing it so that it can be perfect. Which might need to be readjusted. Which might be readjusted. So why or which might need to be readjusted? Do we say a back with straps that are too tight? Option one, or a back that is fairly small and light. And why or which might need to be readjusted? Is it a backpack with straps that are too tight, or backpack that is fairly small and light? And we might read some things that might be readjusted. We can maybe say a backpack with straps that are too tight. So now we're going to readjust it and make it a bit loosen. Why might you relaunch a product? Relaunch a product. And why might you relaunch a product? Is it because it wasn't launched well the first time? Or the second one says because you haven't launched it yet. Now we're relaunching it, launching it again. And we might relaunch a product when it wasn't launched well the first time. All right, so this is now the end of our lesson on prefixes. We said prefixes are words that you add at the beginning of a base word, and that is to create a new word. And knowing the meanings of a prefix can help you to determine the meaning of a new word. We said pre means before, and re means again. All right, so this is the end of our lesson. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining, and I really hope you're going to have a good evening further. Till next time.